Good morning, boys and girls. Today is our first day in our word sort number 60, and that is the sort for ink, ank, and unk. You know, on our first day, we need a piece of paper. Pause the video if you didn't get your piece of paper yet, and we're going to need our pencils. All right, now that you have your piece of paper, I need you to fold your piece of paper the long way, and I need you to make sure that you line up your paper with the edges correctly. If you go like this, it's not going to work. They have to be correctly lined up on the edge. So once you have them correctly lined up, I need you to go ahead and make your fold nice and tight. The tighter you can make that fold, the better, because that way you can see it better when you have to trace it. Then you fold it one more time the same way, the long way. Remember, line it up nicely, and then make your fold nice and tight. You can even use your nails and go over it a little bit. Then you have this long stripe. You can fold it back in half, and you see how I'm going up now. I'm not folding sideways anymore. I'm going up. Remember to line it up nicely at the top, and then go stripe down and make it nice and tight down here. Then you go ahead and you see how I'm grabbing it and I'm rolling it up. Make sure you line it up here, and then put your hand on the top and fold it down. Make that nice and tight down here. The thicker the paper it gets, the harder it is to fold. You know that you got to have 4 lines left over. That's more than 4, so I got to fold it one more time. So there we go. Ooh, it's nice and tight. I'm going to hit it a little bit on both sides to make sure it's nice and tight. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's as small as it needs to be. Then we're going to open it up carefully. And when you open it up, you can see those lines where we folded the paper. And I need you to take a pencil or a crayon. See all those lines where we folded it? I need you to take a pencil or a crayon, and I need you to trace them. You just go ahead and draw the line right where that crease is. I already did that. So when you're done, it needs to look something like this. Now, do you see how this is a little crooked? And that's okay. It does not have to be perfect. Just draw the lines as well as you can. But do be careful. Go slow enough to where you can do it correctly. Pause the video here so you can go ahead and trace your lines. Now that you've done that and you traced your lines, we are getting ready to go ahead and write down our categories and also our words. We have 3 categories, so I'm going to leave this piece right here with the hole. I'm going to leave that empty because I like my categories to have the header. I always use the header part with the blank lines. There's no lines at the top of the paper, and that is my header section. So my first one, these are all word endings. My first word ending is ink. So all the words that go in this category have to end with the ink. My next one is ank. And you see the only thing that's really changing is my vowel. So I have ink, ank, and unk. All right. Ink, ank, unk. Those are my 3 headers. Remember, when I cut them out, I do not cut my headers apart. Just cut straight across, and then you have your headers all together, and you won't have to lay them out every day. My first word is sunk. I'm going to use the 2 middle lines to write nice and big over, and I'm going to do my neatest writing because these are the words I'm going to learn from. So I'm going to write really nice, and please make sure you write neatly. Sunk. Oh, I can hear the unk in sunk. And yep, there's my U, so it goes in this category. My next word is thank. Thank. Thank goodness you're in my class. Thank. And I can see my ank at the end of the word, so it goes in this category. My next word is stink. I hope you took a shower so you do not stink. Stink. And I can hear that ink at the end, and I can see it ink, so it goes in this category. Then I have yank. When my brother and I were little, he used to yank my hair. That boy. Yank. And I can see there's my A and NK, so yank, and it goes into ank. My next word is junk. I have a lot of junk in my classroom. I need to declutter. Junk. If you have junk, you need to get rid of it. Junk. And I can see my unk, so it goes in the unk category. My next word is drank. He drank all the milk. Drank. And I have ink, so that goes in my ink category. Blink. When I think, I blink. Weird coincidence, but true story. Blink. And I can see the ink, and it goes in my ink category. Blink. Then I have crank. Crank up that radio. Make it louder. Crank. And I see my ink, so it goes over here in the ink category. Then I have drink. I love to drink juice. True story. Especially apple juice. Stunk. Ooh, that's one of those irregular past tense words. Stunk. Yesterday he stunk really bad before he took a shower. Stunk. Stunk. And I can see my unk, so it goes in my unk category. Pink. I love the color pink, especially hot pink. Pink. I can hear the ink at the end of the word. Ink. Right there. Pink. Tank. Tank. I have an electric car, so it does not have a tank for gas. Tank. And I see my ink at the end, so it goes in this category. Think. When you write, you need to always think and listen to the sounds. Think. And I can see my ink at the end, so it goes in the first column. Then I have trunk. Trunk. The trunk in my car is huge. Trunk. Next I have, unk. It goes over here. Then I have sink. Sink. A rock cannot swim. It will sink. Sink has ink, so it goes in my first category. Then I have drunk. Drunk. Yesterday he drunk all the milk. So that's another one of our irregular past tense. Unk is right here, this category. Then I have blank. I love those fill in the blank word sentences. Blank. Blank has ank at the end, so it goes in my ank category. Chunk. Chunk. When you read a long word, you can chunk the word. Chunk has unk at the end, so it goes in my unk category. Wink. Sometimes when you share a secret, you wink at the person you share it with. Wink has ink at the end, so it goes in my first category. Bunk. Bunk. Bunk beds are on top of each other. Bunk. And bunk ends in unk, so it goes in my last category. Sank. Sank. The rock sank to the bottom of the pool. Sank has ank at the end, so it goes in my ank category. Then we have bank. I don't like going to the bank. There's always long lines. Bank. And bank has ank at the end. Ank, so it goes in my ank category. Link. I like to link to new programs. Link has ink in it, so it goes in my ink category. And hunk. Hunk. A hunk can have two meanings. It can be a hunk of a man, a very attractive man, or a hunk of something, which means it's like a big old blob of something. Hunk. And hunk ends in unk. So when it ends in unk, it goes in our last category. And these are all our words. Remember, when you cut them out, cut the top header off as one long piece. Just cut straight across and then cut each of the words out. I would save the blank ones on the bottom just in case you lose one word. You can always rewrite it. This is it for today. Go ahead and make sure that you cut out your words and that you show me your words when you're done so I can sign you off for stations. See you next time.